Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be talking about the Hornady LNL Classic press. It's a single stage press. It's similar to pretty much every other single stage press out there, with the exception that this has a quick release system. It has the same exact bushings and everything and whatnot as the LNL AP, the progressive press. First and foremost, something that I learned the hard way that is actually very irritating, but you know, hopefully you guys don't deal with this the same way I did. I don't know what sort of crack the people at Hornady were using, but the LNL press here, if I set this up here so that it fits perfectly when I pull this down and it's set up properly, and I take this off and I put it over there on my advanced press or my AP, it will not work the same way. I need to actually unscrew this, re-screw it down, etc., etc. Very stupid. I don't know why they didn't just lower this a bit or raise that a bit just so it would always work the same way, but that's their own problem. So, if you did what I did, and if you're purchasing both of them, expecting to just quickly take this off, put it on the other one, turn it, and move from a single stage press to a progressive press, not going to work. You're going to actually need to unscrew everything, lower it down, and reset and recalibrate all of your dies. Aside from that, though, this is a phenomenal little press. I like it a lot. It's very well built. One of the problems that I have is that this little primer guy on occasion gets stuck, but if you just sort of wiggle this around beforehand and make sure that it is lined up properly, you won't have any problems. So that's just one thing you need to check before you put things on there. I've already pre-lubed this, but just to give you an idea of how it would work, you would put on your die, okay, rotate it and lock it to make sure it's on properly. You raise this just a little bit until the primer guy falls out. You place it in there. As you lift it up on your first die and you push it in, if this was a forming and decapping die, you would push it in, the primer would fall down. Let me show you actually. It would fall down and go out of this slot right here in the back. There was a little tiny notch right there you can see. You can probably see it better this way too. The primer would fall down that hole into this little chute. This is where you get your spent primers. Then you would put a primer right on here with your hand. You would lower it. As you lower it, it lines up, and then you would just push it back. It would put a primer in there. That's how you do your first step. Then you would take it off, keep repeating, and then finally you would take this die off. Let's say put powder in all of them, put the bullet seating die on there, and then just repeat it again with your bullets. As you can see, the single stage press is definitely a slower method to make your rounds. But since you do have a lot less moving parts and a lot less tolerances going on, it's definitely much more reliable at making consistent ammunition all the way through. And as you already know, or if you didn't, I'm about to teach you, the only thing that matters when it comes to accuracy is consistency. So you want to make sure that there's the exact same amount of powder in every single round. There is the exact same weight to every single bullet. Every bullet is exactly the same size and diameter and dimensions, etc., etc. And at that point, when you have all of those things down, when all of those variables are compressed into complete, objective numbers, at that point you have much better accuracy because each bullet fires exactly the same as the one before it. So if in fact you have fired a round or a handful of rounds and zeroed out your scope, you now know that the next bullet you're shooting is going to behave exactly the same way that those other rounds that you shot down range behaved when you set your scope. And that's exactly how you get good accuracy. So something like this will make you a lot more accurate. And that's also, by the way, the reason that match ammunition, or rather match bullets that you purchase, are so expensive, because the tolerances they make those two are much more exact than the tolerances of your everyday plinking or hunting ammo. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions down there, and I will see you guys next time.